And you know, Sidi Abdullah said, he mentioned this morning, and really, it was amazing because Sheikh Ibn Abi Jamrah, who is a big wali of Allah, the book he's reading from, he was somebody amazing. And I was telling Sidi Anas that at the end of his book, I mean, I think it's just so interesting because, you know, with books, you pick up a book like this one, and on the back it'll say, we certify that this translation corresponds to the Arabic original and conforms to the practice and faith of the Orthodox Sunni community, Al-Azhar. There is no doubt that this translation is a valuable and important work, whether as a textbook, Dr. Taha Jabr al-Alwani, etc. This is truly a magnificent piece of work, Dr. Farhat Ziyada. We have here in English an authoritative compendium of Muslim law, Dr. John Williams, The Muslim World. So this is called, in logic, this is actually logical fallacies, right? It's an appeal to authority, right? But I mean, it's true. They're all saying true things. This is an amazing book. But this is an appeal to authority. Now, if they really are authorities, as I said earlier, then there is credence in what they say. But generally what booksellers will do is they'll just put names on books to give the book some, and I've always wondered why, you know, you just don't put like, and maybe they do, you know, just make them up. I mean, I'm sure he didn't, but maybe they do, you know, Henry Kissinger, you must read this book, and you know, what's he going to do? Sue the people or something like that, So the point being is that in Sidi Ibn Abi Jamrah's book, at the end of his book, he has 70 visions of the Prophet ﷺ, either seen by him or by others, telling you to read his book. And I just think that's so amazing, that that's who's on the back of his book. The Prophet, 70 visions telling people, read this book. And in one of the visions, the Prophet ﷺ told one of the Imams, go and tell Ibn Abi Jamrah that he has understood my words. And that if you want to understand my words, to look at what he says in his commentary on Imam al-Bukhari's book. And it's extraordinary. So that's part of a proof of the validity of the book when several people all over the Muslim world, and the amazing thing about the visions is they didn't end in his life. People continued to see them afterwards. So this is part of, I mean, this just strengthens the source if the vision is seen by a thiqah. In other words, he's not lying, like one of the hadiths that was fabricated on the Prophet ﷺ is whoever eats eggplant every day will never be afflicted by diseases. And it's a fabricated hadith that a man who used to sell eggplants in Baghdad started spreading the hadith. And there were people that did that, merchants that would make these things up. So the visions were seen by people who were thiqah, they were sources of trust. And in one of the visions that Yusuf al-Nabahani saw of the Prophet that he mentions in his book Shawahid al-Haq is about Imam al-Ghazali, because he was warning people about saying anything bad about Imam al-Ghazali. He saw the Prophet ﷺ in a vision, and Yusuf al-Nabahani is a thiqah, he's a scholar that we trust. He saw the Prophet ﷺ in this dream, was sitting with all of his companions, and he asked the Prophet ﷺ a question, and the Prophet put his hand ﷺ to his right, and he said, indicating to ask this person, and he looked, and it was Imam Abu Hamid al-Ghazali. That he was pointing to him to answer the question. And Yusuf al-Nabahani said he realized the maqam, or the station that the Imam had with the messenger if he was deferring his answer to the Imam. So you will find this in our tradition, confirmations that people have in their visions about these people. And we don't base hukm on vision. In other words, there's no judgment based in Sharia. You cannot make a hukm based on a vision of the Prophet ﷺ. But visions of the Prophet ﷺ do strengthen the authority. And this is why they're transmitted in the books. People do see visions. And all of our Imams, Al-Aini transmits visions, Imam Nawawi transmits visions. They mention visions as ways of explaining to people the validity of certain positions as a strengthening, not as a hukm, like saying, oh, this is why it's so because of the vision. No, but the vision confirms the hukm. That's all.